Today's real estate tip is going to be the difference between home ownership and renting. I'm going to give you the pros and cons and let you decide. Let's go. So just to be fair, we'll start off with renting. The pros of renting your home. Pros of renting your home, you have no liability to it. No liability. I am not a spelling teacher, I'm a real estate agent, so if that's wrong, sue me. No liability. And what do I mean by no liability? You have no issues when it comes to any kind of damage to the property outside of what you would force to happen. And when I say force, what do I mean? I mean, you punching holes in the walls, that's going to be on you. You're probably going to lose your security deposit. You jamming forks and knives into the outlets, that's possibly going to be on you. New roofs, not on you. HVAC breaks, not on you. Plumbing breaks, not on you. None of those things are on you. So that's an added benefit of being a renter, is not having to deal with that. And who's that ideal for? That's for people who are traveling, people who aren't going to stay in specific areas for long periods of time, obviously, especially if their job is paying for it. They're typically going to own their own home where they live, but they will rent, from time to time in different areas. So I'll say that's a pro to it. Another pro to it, especially in today's times, you're going to really find a lot of apartment complexes with amenities, so like pools, gyms. Some of them will even have social events, so everybody could meet each other, things of that nature. That's actually pretty cool. That's something that I noticed when I visited a friend who lived in an apartment complex. They had a bunch of events that they were doing there, so that was an added benefit. And then one other pro I could see to renting would be, let's think. What would be another pro to renting your home compared to owning your home? Besides liability, and sometimes maybe a pool that you don't have to maintain, which is also another liability. I can't think of any. Let's go into the cons. Now, when it comes to the cons of renting, you can't do anything to that property. No personal touches. If I own that property, I'm a cool landlord, so it'd be perfectly fine if I was a landlord, not a landlord, but would be to paint. Some of them don't want you painting. Any kind of maintenance issue that's, you're in need of, so let's say you move into a spot that has some old carpet. You want the carpet replaced. If they don't want to replace it, they don't have to replace it. Now, could it affect their ability to rent the spot? Possibly. But we know in today's time, you're either owning or renting. So it's one or the other, good or bad. And a lot of times the homeowner doesn't care. Now, is this every time? No, not at all. There are a lot of fantastic landlords out there. There are a lot of fantastic property management companies that will definitely take care of it. But there are times, and there are few more so than not, where people just get in their day-to-day and they don't really take the time to pay attention to the details. So that's a con. Also, another con, the high rents that people are paying now. Because like I was saying, you either are going to own your home or you're going to rent your home. Maybe I need to go this way. You need to own your home or you're going to rent your home. So with that being said, they charge a lot more. Case in point, the average, and this came from Central Property Management, Jeremy Simpson. Thank you very much. Everybody go like and subscribe to their YouTube channel and their page as well, too. They got a fantastic page. That is Central Property Management. You can also find them at renthomesweethome.com here in the upstate of South Carolina, where they have fantastic properties that they rent out. A lot of those properties are going to be homeowners that didn't really want to sell. They wanted to keep it as an investment property or couldn't sell, so they turned around and started renting them out. So you're not going to get cheap quality. You're going to get really, really nice properties for a good bit of money. Well, a good bang for your buck, if I really had to say. But let's go back to the good bit of money with renting. The average 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, let's say is around 1,500 square feet. So that's going to be a good size secondary bedroom, small family home, somebody who has, parents that they take care of, things of that nature. 1,500 square feet is a good number to run with. The average in Greenville County right now is $1,695 a month. And what do you get? You get 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and maybe 1,500 square feet. A yard you have to maintain, potentially, because sometimes the seller will not take care of that. Or you're limited to what you can and cannot do with the property. At $1,700 a month, do you want that for yourself? Can you afford to be a homeowner at that price? I think so. You should as well. And in Spartanburg County, we're looking at $1,495. So 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths at 1,500 square feet. You're looking at spending $1,495 in Spartanburg and $1,695 in Greenville. That's a lot of money. So let's times that by, let's just round that up. 17 times 12. You're looking at 17 grand. You're looking at close to around $20,000, just to round up for all my ADHD people. Hey, shout out, I got it too. But that's what you're looking at spending. You're looking at spending close to around $20,000 a year in somebody else's investment. Because mind you, somebody owns that property, whether it be an apartment complex or that home that you're staying in, single wide, double wide, cabin home, anything like that. So you definitely want to look at that. 20 grand, that's crazy. And by the way, another con, you don't get that money, 3 of them for all intents and purposes, back. You don't get it back. It's gone. You're literally helping somebody else make a fantastic investment for themselves, make a fantastic return on their investment. And now we're going to talk about home ownership. This is my favorite part. So let's go into the cons. Just to be able to start off, I always like to tell my clients, let's play hot and cold. When you love it, I want to show a little bit of hate to it. But when you hate it, I want to show a little bit of love to it. That's how I feel I can best serve you and show you my value as your real estate agent. So we'll start off with the cons. Cons of being a homeowner. You have to maintain the property. What do you mean maintain the property, Torin? I'll tell you, you have to cut the grass, make sure the HVAC is in operating order, make sure that the home is free of leaks, because you want to make sure that your investment and the place that you and your family lay their head is solid. So that's a con of home ownership. A small con in my personal opinion. Another con to home ownership. You are placing yourself in the 1%. 1%. What do I mean by that? You are putting skin in the game. And a lot of times people don't want to put skin in the game. They want to be able to have their cake and eat it too. Where with home ownership, you're subjected to the economy and the way that everything flows. Now, that's another small con to me because there's very, very, very good pros to that as well too if you look at it. And we'll go over that here in a second. So those are the 2 that I can pick off the top of my head. Let's jump into the pros. So one of the biggest pros of being a homeowner, and this is going to sound crazy to you, but you improve your lifestyle. You didn't think I was going to say that, did you? But you do. When my mother bought her home, the first home that she ever purchased, I saw everything change for her. She went from her conversations changed. I mean, her quality of life changed. She was able to talk to people about home ownership and have those conversations about it. Oh man, the roof. Oh man, this and that. But she walked away smiling every single time she had one of those because she never owned a property before she bought that one, obviously. My family are perpetual renters. Coming from New York City, not a lot of people own. So when she did purchase, it literally changed the game for all of us. Our quality of life went up. Our standards went up. And that was all off her buying that house. So it improves your lifestyle. And then one of the biggest ones, if you really want to call it a big one, you improve your wealth. Dave Ramsey would rebut that. And Dave, by no means, buddy, am I trying to dispute you. You are the guru on it. But there are people that can afford to buy. But they don't because they don't prioritize themselves. If they can afford to spend $1,600, $1,700 a month in rent, they can turn around and spend that on their home. And check this out. The average 3-bedroom, 2 full bathroom, Technical difficulties. The average 3-bedroom, 2 full bathroom in Spartanburg County right now is going for around $225,000, right? So if you break that down, I believe with the current interest rates, you're close to around $1,200 a month. And that's at 1,500 square feet. So if you look at it, you'll pay $1.25 a square foot for renting. And then, yes, you're paying a lot more square footage when it comes to owning, let's say $125, $130 a square foot. But you own the entire thing. And it increases in value. The average increase is going to rise with inflation. Inflation typically is around 3%. A healthy increase for home ownership should be around 4%. So if you buy a house for $100,000, next year technically should be worth around like $400,000, if that makes sense. $100,400 because it rises with inflation around 4%. So that's what you're looking at. But here in the upstate, we've been seeing double digits when it comes to appreciation. Over the past 2 years, we've seen a $65,000 increase to the average purchase price. I have a client right now. We bought a house for $185,000. We're getting ready to sell that bad boy for close to $270,000. That, after everything is said and done, after all of the mortgage payments are paid off, after all of the time they spent in the house, which has only been 2 years, they're getting ready to walk away with $60,000. Excuse me, $80,000. I apologize. In 2 years. What's bringing that type of investment? What's bringing that type of return on investment? Not much right now. Now, are we in a unique situation? 100%. Low inventory, low interest rates, high demand. So that's dictating prices to go up a lot faster. But even at 4%, that's a great return. Guess what you're not doing that with? Renting. Renting is not bringing that return. So let's just recap once again. The pros of renting: no liability. You can leave and just brush it off. You also get a good little sense of community. You don't have to deal with the maintenance of a pool. If they have a gym, sometimes they'll even have social events in some of these apartment complexes. The cons of renting: no personal touches. Ladies, no she sheds. Guys, no turning that garage into a motor, into your little den or, your gaming area or where you watch sports. You're not doing that. They're not letting you do that. Oh, also as well too, you don't get any of that money back. None of your hard-earned cash that you put into the 4 walls and the roof come back to you. And rents are way higher than what they are when it comes to mortgages. It just is. Cons of home ownership. Cons of home ownership: you have to maintain the property. Oh my gosh. You have to take care of the house. Just like you have to take care of yourself. You got to cut your nails. You got to wash your face. You have to do all of these things to be able to make sure that you're best. You're going to have to do that for your home as well too. And another con: you become part of the 1%. So you become more ingrained in what we have going on in the economy and in our country. To me, that's not really a con, but I could definitely see some people thinking that is. And then pros: you improve your lifestyle. Like I was telling you, my mother changed her entire thinking when she became a homeowner. She had more skin in the game. And then the last two I would say is you increase your wealth. You increase your wealth because it increases in value. So you make the mortgage payments, you pay that bad boy down. 10 years later, you go to sell it. You pay off the little bit of mortgage you have left on it. You take that money and you buy a bigger house or move wherever you want. You buy a bigger house and have almost the same mortgage payment as you did when you lived in the first house. So you can continuously upgrade and not only put money into the economy, but also build wealth for yourself and your family. Because when you pass, guess what? Your children, your grandchildren, your family members get to sell and benefit from your investment. That's my Tip Tuesday. Thank you guys for watching. Torin Foley, Keller Williams Realty, CEO of the Maven Group. Y'all have a good rest of your day.